chicks are done. They got their heat light. It's getting down to 45 tonight, which is kind of chilly. It's been really nice lately. So got some food, got some water. A few of the chicks have actually figured out this roost and they're hopping up there. Right now they're hanging out in the corner because they're scared of me when I first walk in, but everybody's doing great. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab this comb. I don't think they need it anymore. I think they like it though. Doing a quick look around for any ant activity. I checked the cedar hive out. There were a couple small ants, nothing terrible though. I'm not seeing any big black ants over here today, which is good. So far it looks like that Vaseline is holding up all right. I might have to do it on the cedar hive. We'll see. Just keeping a close eye on it. Those ants really love going for that sweet stuff in there. Howdy y'all, today is the 21st. My dad had a friend just casually mention that they would have a landscaper out to take out a bunch of grasses and little things. My dad said, wait a minute, I think my daughter could use that. So my grasses haven't come back yet. So this looks pretty nice. So a lot of good chunks here, a couple good chunks over there. So just taking a few. It's nice having some more grasses up front. I didn't dig up the ones that I planted last year just in case they decide to come back, but it's not really looking too promising. So got 9 of them planted up here. I'm gonna put one more in this corner at least, just so it's balanced out. And then there's still a ton left at my dad's friend's place, so go back tomorrow, grab some more. I'm thinking put them along that back wood part in the circle where the fire pit will be, so that will be super cool. So this is nice having all these grasses. I love these grasses, they're just so pretty. Sitting here filling up the watering can and look down and there's a 4-leaf clover. They're just everywhere out here. Today is May 22nd. Just got nice fresh bedding down for the speckled Sussex. Gonna get some more food and their water taken care of for them. So chicks and chickens are all good. Injured chickens are doing as good as they can, especially that Buff Orpington. But the Americana is doing great. Before we go out to the larger farm property, I'm gonna swing by a friend's farm really quick and grab some peppers. Moving the chicken net again. They're cruising right on along. My dad's here as well. He's working on a base for another mobile coop. So I'll hopefully have that done here in a couple days. And then get another batch of chickens out here, which will be awesome. I think I'm gonna need another net though, poultry net to tie into. This works great for 2. You don't have to move it every day. You can get by a few days and then have to move it, which is fine. So I'm gonna start looking around for another net. And then after I do all the chicken stuff here, I'm going to work on the garden a little bit, get some more tomatoes planted and things like that. So I'm finally getting around to opening the nesting pads I ordered a little while back. I just kept forgetting about them. But it looks like they came with some fake eggs, which I wasn't expecting. Don't really need those, but let's see what it looks like. Yeah, some little plastic kind of Easter eggs. So I don't really have a use for those. But these nesting pads are pretty much the same thing that the pearl whites are using right now. I was just running a little short on them, and then I didn't want to take any from the buff and marin coop. Plus, I wasn't a huge fan of those. So get these out real quick and show you. Got them tied in here really well. But it's that kind of hard plastic. You can see how deep it is there, and I didn't think the chickens would like it, but they really do use it well. It does, I mean, it'll clean easy, but if they break an egg or poop on it or something, it does tend to stick in here and get a little gross. So you just got to make sure you keep some sort of bedding or straw on top of it, or just clean it out a little more with a hose if you don't use anything else. But the chickens use them just fine. So gonna go ahead, I think this is a pack of, how many is that? 8. So should have enough to completely cover these 2 mobile coops out here. I actually have 12 of these things, so couldn't remember how many I ordered. Like I said, this was a couple weeks ago, so I definitely have plenty for these 2 coops out here plus another coop. Got all the grasses watered. My parents yesterday, they were out here without me. My mom ran her Jeep across this and packed it down really nice. And then my dad took his truck, which is super heavy, and really packed it in. So it's just this mound up by the barn that's left. I'm hoping the well can go somewhere close to over there versus somewhere, you know, anywhere else out here, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll hear something back from the well people. All I know is I'm on their schedule, but they didn't give me a day or anything, so I'll keep you posted on that. My mom did get another row done in here. She has, I think she has just about as many tomatoes as I do. Hers are a little smaller, but she also has some big ones that she bought. She hasn't gotten any in the ground yet. A couple peppers in the sun. But gonna go ahead and start working on getting some more tomatoes in the ground. So I went to my friend's farm to pick up some peppers. I thought they would have more, but this was the absolute last pepper they had, so I went ahead and got that last jalapeno. They had a bunch of tomatoes still, but I really didn't need any more tomatoes. But since I was there, I went ahead and got a Cherokee Green because I don't have any of that, and why not? So I needed one more to fill out this row anyway, so it's going to be the oddball at the end here. Pencil's not writing very well. And then over here is going to be all my black crims. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8 here, 2 more by the beehive. So I'll be able to get half of the row done, and then I'll bring out some more tomorrow. Got the spacing mapped out. Now it's time to cut some holes. Planting my first tomato that I started indoors. Looks good. It's got a nice little start on it. Just about done planting the black crims. I got 2 more to go. Looks like something's been gnawing on this one a little bit, so hopefully it makes it. It's hurted a little bit, but it's not dead or anything. So get it in the ground, bury it good and deep, and then hopefully it'll be all right. Starting to get a lot of little cherry tomatoes going, so that's exciting. Still a few more things to water. Want to get all these 12 trees out here watered, and then some tomatoes that still haven't been planted quite yet. Can you even see it? It's an itty bitty twig, but it does have some leaves on it. Howdy y'all, today is May 23rd. Working on getting the chickens some more water here. Then gonna water all the tomatoes and all the grasses. Farm chores are done, so up for the project we've got sealing this picnic table. So ran and got some Thompson's paintbrush and I'm just gonna use that to pour it into, and then I don't know if this will be enough, but it'll be a good start. Well, I got a good chunk of the picnic table done the other day. I'm gonna flip it over and do some more, but first I gotta knock out all the chores. My dad's cutting the front part. I don't know, we might cut a little bit of the back part. Been leaving it for the bees, just so they have some more clover and whatnot to forage on, since I don't have a ton of flowers out here yet or anything that appetizing, but lots of clover, which is good. But yeah, besides that, do a little bit of garden stuff. I'd like to get some peppers in. I have some stuff down here that all needs taken care of. So I got to put a few more patches out. I brought some more from home and they're getting acclimated to the warm temperatures and sun. So gonna start getting on it. I would also like to get started on this as far as screening it. I got it propped up just so we don't have to be in the sun all the time and do it in here. But it's basically the same setup we did the other one. Really liked how that one turned out. It was super simple to make. We used one less. I think I used 7 on the other coop the Americanas are in now. But this was great. Got this so we can nail the screen on real simple. And yeah, same dimensions and everything. So it fit on the trailer if we ever have to move them to another property. Also just flat, nice and easy to work on. I can't even remember if I showed you guys these things, but I had a friend drop off 3 of these. They were factory fans for loading docks and stuff. And those things put out some air. It's really nice. And this is just a spotlight here. And I've got 2 more of them, but they're great just to have, getting some airflow in the barn. So the other day, I had already left, but my dad was still here. And he was upstairs in the barn, came down, and there was a dog, which was a bit of a surprise. I think the dog was just as surprised to see someone as well. And the dog was friendly at least, came up and my dad gave him one quick pet and told him to get. And then he came over to the chickens. He was just looking at him, nothing was really happening. And then he took off, so it might be a neighbor dog, don't know, at least it was friendly, but I definitely don't want it around here. So hopefully we don't see it again. On to sealing the picnic table. Moved it in the shade because that sun is brutal today. So flipped it over. I did the front side yesterday, and I'd like to get the underside done now. Howdy y'all, today is May 25th. Chores are kind of halfway done. The chickens are done at least. Working in the garden right now. I am going to transplant my squash and cucumbers. These things don't like being transplanted, so fingers crossed it goes well. I actually only had squash planted in here, but when I transplanted them, there were just some what I thought junker squash seeds in here, but it actually popped up. So I have both squash and cucumber in each of these solo cups. So separating them out might be a little tough, but I'm gonna give it a shot and hopefully they live. So gonna do a little row here. It's going the opposite direction of the tomato beds. I'm gonna do a few more of these same length and then do some peppers, cucumbers, squash, 3 rows of that, and then maybe something else like strawberries. I don't know yet. But I want to get everything in the ground this week just because it is getting kind of late. So I want the garden to be done really soon. So far the squash are looking pretty good. Oh wait, now these are the cucumbers. The squash aren't looking so hot. One I just took in the barn to get out of the wind. It's looking a little limp. These two are okay, so we'll see. But anyways, over here on this cucumber row, I have one more that's still hanging out in the closet, so that one's gonna go here. And then I'm going to plant 3 other spots just with seeds. I wanted to get a little bit of a jump start with these. And then over here, it's gonna be peppers, and then I'm gonna do another one, and that'll be where the squash goes. So I'm gonna do 5 of the jalapeno and then 5 of something else that I haven't gotten yet. I think my bees are thirsty, y'all. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 that I see. There's a bunch over here. I think the moisture in the dirt's what they're going for, so I just watered these really good for them. I don't really have a great way of watering them because I don't have a lot of material out here. I put some water on this. I just don't want them drowning in anything either, so tomorrow I'll rig up something for them because it has been dry out here. We haven't gotten much rain. Slightly better setup for the time being. Give them a little something, put some sticks and leaves in it. The wind's been blowing them out, just so if they do fall in, they don't drown. Starting to run out of light a little bit. Doesn't look like much, but I got all the cucumber done, minus this last hole, because I still have the one at home hanging out in the closet. I'll get that out tomorrow. Peppers, can't do anything else with until I actually get some more. And then over here with the squash, planted the 3. This one looks like it's popping out of it there on the end, so that's good. And then also planted some more seeds. And then one last one for another one hanging out in my closet. So all good there. My mom's here working on her tomatoes, starting to get her row in. These chickens are taken care of. I still got to do chickens at the other 2 properties, so before I run out of too much light, I am going to go and get them done. Let's see where these chicks hang out at night. They're all under the lamp. It is a little chilly today. This girl is out. I've been walking around. I put the other chicken up and she is not moving. She is breathing. She's alive. It might be kind of hard to see in the dark, but the left part here is her neck, and this is her tail end. She's got her head curled around underneath her wing. So I hate to wake her up, but it's really not safe to be out here, so I'm gonna get her up. Howdy y'all, today is May 26th. When I went to check on the Buff Orpington with the prolapse, she wasn't looking so good. It was kind of like last night where she wasn't easily stirred. So I kind of figured the end's coming, so I just let her be. She didn't stand up like she's wanting to go out like she has been the past, week or so, however long she's been here. So I figured she didn't have too much more time. It looks like she may have just passed. So that was going to be a tough one to recover from, regardless of even if she completely, was back to 100% feeling good and we put her back in the coop. It could easily just happen again. So she just wasn't eating. I was able to get her to eat certain things, egg, grape. She was drinking water fine, but I mean, she could have had some sort of internal infection is my guess. It looked fine on the outside, but you never know what's going on the inside. So I just let her go peacefully. But the other chicken, the one that was scalped, is looking really good. She's got some feathers growing back and she's out enjoying the sunshine. So I'm gonna go ahead and check out the hives today. The cedar hive behind me, I still haven't put a queen excluder on. I did remember to bring it out with me today. So it's just these slots are so small that the queen's so fat she can't fit through there. So I put that on right about there, then she can't go up to the honey super and lay eggs. So I haven't found her yet. I'm gonna comb through the super really good. If I see her, great, I'll make sure she's in the bottom. If I don't see her in the honey super, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on. Hopefully she's not up there, but she was last week, so the other hive's fine. Also this week, I'm going to put in some drone combs, which are these green frames. And actually, it's kind of hard to see. It's got a frame right here. So drone combs are the males. So look at the cell difference. So you can see how the green ones are a lot larger, and then this white frame over here is smaller. So bees will make different sizes for different reasons. If I had just the outline without this middle part here, the bees would have larger cells and smaller cells just kind of clumped everywhere. But this gives them a nice template saying, okay, draw them all out as large or draw them all out as small. And it's good for certain things. Drone comb, you use it for the queen to lay eggs on, and these will all be males. So that's what the larger cells are for. And the varroa mite, which is kind of like a tick to us, it hops on you, bites you, and you can get a disease from it, just make you sick. Same thing with the varroa mite. They'll visit a flower, pick up one of those mites, bring it back to the hive. It can bite the bee and then give the bees a disease that will make them not survive through the winter because the bees are just sickly. So when you use a drone comb, the varroa mites really like these larger cells. So they'll hop in there and reproduce and then hatch out on the bees. And then there's, I think, 4 that can potentially pop out with each cell. And then those will hop on more bees, and then eventually the hive's just overrun with these little varroa mites. So with the drone comb, what you do is you pop this in, and right before the bees hatch, you take this out of the hive and chuck it in the freezer. So that kills all the mites. It also does kill the bees, but they're all males, and the males aren't doing anything except mating. So they're just in there eating up the honey, taking up space. So it's not too big a deal doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in. I have some from last year that are a little worn looking, but I'm gonna pop one into each of the deeps. So this hive will get 2, the other hive will get 2, and then they should be good. This is brand new capped over honey, front and back. So this is actually ready to harvest. So this right here is what I don't want to see in the honey super. So you see this corner right here, that's capped over honey. And then the other stuff there is capped over brood. So those are baby bees in there. And that is front and back on this. So the queen was up here and laid all those. If you look close on this one, you see how those bottom ones are popped out a little more? Those are called drone cells. So bees don't need that green drone comb in order to make drones. So you'll see kind of that popcorn look. Those are male bees in there. So mostly worker bees hatching, a couple drones in there. All right, y'all, I found my queen in this hive. This light's kind of bad though. Let's see if I can, there she is. So she's in that top deep, which is perfect. She's not in the honey super, so I can go ahead and slap on that queen excluder so she stays out. And the bees are doing a pretty good job of this top box here, so they're starting to draw a lot of it out. Looks like they got some crazy comb there. Might be my bad, there's quite a bit of space there. So get that out of there and then get these guys put back together. I just ran to the store to grab just a couple more peppers to fill out that last bed I was working on yesterday. And yeah, I didn't end up with just a couple peppers. I ended up with a lot of peppers plus a lilac bush, because why not? I always said I was going to buy one lilac for every year I was out here, because I love lilacs. So here's what I ended up with. The lilac. These peppers are really cool. Also got a strawberry. Couple cilantros. I love cilantro, but I've never had much luck growing it, so we'll see. Couple spicy peppers, the taller ones, those are bell peppers. I got all colors of that. Yellow, green, red, orange, purple. So anyways, gonna get those all planted. So with all these plants, I'm running out of water pretty quick. I can drain this 55-gallon drum in a day, so it's kind of rough. But luckily, the neighbor came over yesterday and said that I can fill up at his well until I get mine. So that was really sweet of him to offer that. So I'm definitely going to take him up on that. I'm going to run over that smaller barrel I have and get a fill up. But before I have fun with all the garden stuff, I do want to knock chores out. So I'm going to get the chickens done. And then as far as the bees over here, where are they? I can't even see them. Oh, there they are. I forgot my stuff again. I do have my bee suit at least, so I'll crack it open and see what they're looking like in there today. So this hive is doing fine. I didn't bring over that one drone comb I had left over. I just spaced it, or I would have popped one into this hive, but they really haven't done too much. They haven't touched the second box that I put on there yet. It's just a really slow build for them. One, because there's not that much out here besides clover, and I don't really even see any trees blooming, but I'm sure there's something that's flowering. Maybe neighbors down the road have some flowers, but there's just not a lot. Like my other two hives are surrounded by woods and fields. These guys are just fields, so anyway, they're doing good considering there's not much out here. If I were to feed them, they would probably take off a little quicker. So I might bring out just a little bit of sugar water. I never did. And considering it's so dry, they'd probably appreciate the sweet treat. The spicy pepper row is done. So I got 5 habaneros, 1 cilantro in the middle, and then 5 jalapenos. So got to do another row, 1 more passac, because those are the squash, and then do my sweet peppers. What a long day it has been, y'all. It didn't start off super great with burying that Buff Orpington. but they did get better. I've got all my peppers planted, so that's a really good feeling. I also had some fun with some cilantro, which I wasn't planning on doing, but why not? It'll be perfect for salsa making. And I love cilantro, so go ahead and give it a shot. Only got 2 of those. The tomatoes are 50% in. I feel good with that, at least even if I didn't get the other 30 in. I definitely have plenty of tomatoes, so I'm gonna get the other 30 in, but where it's at right now, I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a really productive week, so now I'm just waiting on the well. I still haven't heard anything from him all week, other than I'm on the schedule, which is very vague. I asked to see what time frame or day he has me on the schedule for, but didn't hear anything all week. So if I don't hear from him on Monday, I'll probably go with another company. So I don't know, we'll see. That's kind of the next big project, is the well, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. But for now, gonna finish watering a couple things and then call it a day.